Have you been sold the lie that it takes years and years to finish your book? Well, I'm here to tell you that you can absolutely finish your book, number one, and you can do it in 90 days or less, depending on how ambitious you are. But for those of you who are like, I just want the 90-day game plan, let me get it done in 3 months, Chantal, and I'm for it. If that's you, then you are in luck, because on this video, I'm going to share with you exactly what you need to do in 90 days to actually get your book done. Get it done. It doesn't need to take years. So let's dive right into it. The first thing you need to do is to make a schedule. Listen, a goal without a deadline is only a wish. And I know you've been wishing and wanting this thing for a while now, because you know how radically different your life, your business, and all of your goals will be once this book dream is accomplished. And so we don't want you to wish anymore. I want you to absolutely get it done. So how do you get it done? Is by creating deadlines. I like to call them lifelines, because nothing's dead around here. Your book is very much alive. Your dreams are very much alive, and we are going to give birth to that vision that you have. So let's start simply by creating a schedule for your book. Do you know that you can actually get your book written with putting in less than 20 minutes a day? Just less than 20 minutes a day. In fact, it's 17 minutes a day. I know, I did the math. And you can get it done in that period of time. So when you look at it in these small chunks, all of a sudden the giant doesn't seem as big as he is, right? You can become like David and get this thing done. Just pull your slingshot back and start the process. So 17 minutes a day. Dedicate that 7 days a week to sitting down and writing your book. That's your schedule. I'm going to carve out 17 days for the next 2.5 months to get my book done. 17 minutes for 7 days for 2.5 months to get my book actually written. That's it. That's all it takes. Now I have, the actual schedule for you down in the chat or the comments below. So go ahead and check the description, and you'll get a link absolutely free for that template of what your next 90 days can look like, with spending the 2.5 months to write your book, and then the remaining to get the other parts of the process done, including editing, formatting, and all the other technical stuff that you don't need to worry about right now. Simply do number one, set the schedule. Number two, you're gonna want to have a roadmap for how you're gonna reach your destination. That roadmap, my friends, is called your book outline. Listen, if you don't know where you're going, chances are you'll never get there. And I want you to get to the destination of having a book in your hand. Who knows? It could be a best-selling book. I know that that dream is not impossible, because I personally helped over 1,375 people become best-selling authors. So it's very much attainable for you as well. But you gotta first have a roadmap to get you to that destination. So I'm gonna share with you a quick hack that is actually, oh my gosh, it saves you so much time, so much effort, so much heartache for you to actually start writing your book. So let's get into it. So first, you want to start with a very simple prompt, and it's basically giving ChatGPT your topic, and then asking it to create an outline for you. So here's an example. I am writing a book about overcoming diabetes with a vegan diet. Give me an outline that has 7 chapters, and you press enter, and let's see what ChatGPT comes up with. As you can appreciate, it spits out information extremely fast. In this demonstration, I'm using the GPT-4 version, but you can totally use the free version if you so choose. I like the paid version because it seems a little bit more dynamic in the content that it delivers. I'll show you some examples shortly. So let's see what it came up with. First of all, it gave us a title, right? So if you have been stuck trying to figure out what should I name my book, There you go. You got a title to start with. And then it gave the chapters, which is great. Not only did it give the names of the chapters, but it also gave the content in which you would put in the chapters. So, as you can see, it's very, very easy within a matter of seconds to literally come up with an entire outline for your book. And if you like any of these, you can ask the prompt to give you you can ask ChatGPT to give you additional topics or to expand upon topics that they've already shared with you. So let's say we like chapter 4, creating your diabetes friendly vegan meal plan. You can ask for, give me five recipes based on chapter 4. So this way, as you're writing your book, you're not just giving information, but you're allowing people to see themselves being transformed by your information with practical step-by-step uh, guides. And so I love this idea of putting in recipes because now it's not just theory, but it's very practical for them to grasp. And here you see it: chia seed pudding, quinoa black bean salad, and you can very much have a engaging conversation with this software to say, okay, give me recipes that don't include anything about quinoa, right? Because maybe you're just anti quinoa. But this is an example of how you continue to get more information. Now, I want to caution you that as you're using this software, to be very mindful that you don't want to just copy and paste what ChatGPT gives you. It can be very tempting, but use it as a guide, not as the holy grail for your book. So now that you see how simple it is to have a very, very great roadmap for your book, i.e., your outline, now let's really unpack one of the issues that I've seen a lot of authors struggle with. They struggle with writer's block. You know what it's like to pull in front of your computer, blank screen, and the little cursor is just going, pulsating, waiting for you to press the keyboard. And you're stuck. You're like, I've got nothing, right? If that is you and you suffer from this very common thing called writer's block, I want to share with you how to overcome it. So we use ChatGPT in the previous example, and it's a great writing partner, right? However, we know that you can't just ask it anything and then put that into your book. I mean, you can, but that wouldn't actually be ethical. And publishing sites like Amazon, they actually mandate that you identify if your book has been AI generated. I'll get to that in another training. But the point is, if you want to use a software like ChatGPT as your writing partner, you can do it. However, you must do it with integrity. So there is a software that I love. It's called undetectable.ai. I have a link in the chat below. And when you go to this website, I'm going to actually show you how it works to take the content that you can get from ChatGPT and verify it and change it around so that it actually is authentically non-AI and you won't get flagged for it. All right, so here we are back at ChatGPT and we are having writer's block. So let us ask ChatGPT for some words for one of our chapters. So let's use chapter 6 for an example, integrating exercise and stress reduction. So we'll ask ChatGPT very simply, in 150 words, share with me more information rather, about point 1 in chapter 6. Let's see what it comes up with. So here we have it. ChatGPT is thinking. It's wondering it's going to write. So here is a summary of what ChatGPT is going to put for chapter 6, point number 1. And you can read it for yourself. But let's say that we love this content and we're like, okay, let's have this be the introduction for chapter 6. And we just simply copy and paste it, or copy it rather. And then we're going to go over to the software I told you about, which is undetectable.ai. And this software, it has an AI detector, and it can recognize AI written content. So you can use this software to humanize your content. And when I say humanize, meaning that if in the future, right now, it's not um, evident if Amazon, if you're publishing on that site, if they will in fact penalize you for having AI content. But just in case they do incorporate that eventually, we want you to be on the safe side of the law, right? So using undetectable AI will help you to not have a site like Amazon potentially dock you from being on the platform because your book is AI. So let's see what this software does. So it asks you what type of readability level should they rewrite the content for? Should it be high school, university, doctoral, journalist, or marketing? Let's say high school students, because generally you want to write a book, unless it's an academic book. If it's a self help book or some type of memoir, you want to write a nonfiction book that's on like a third grader level, right? So that it's easier to consume for most people. And so let's put it at high school level. And the purpose, you can identify what the purpose is. We're going to put general writing, and you're going to agree to the terms of service and then ask it for humanize. But before we do that, I want you to just see that this software does a great check because it will identify immediately that it is written by AI. Okay, so that is important to know that it knows what it's doing. All right, so click on humanize and let's see what it does. Estimated time is 10 seconds. All right, so here it just gave you a new way to say what ChatGPT gave you. And this is considered original content, all right? So you can totally copy and paste this and use this for your book. So we have just eliminated this whole idea that I got writer's block, I can't finish my book. No, with the help of artificial intelligence and this tool, undetectable.ai, you can totally overcome writer's block and do it with integrity. So as you can see, we're taking every excuse off the table. So gone are the days where you say, I can't finish my book, Chantel. I have writer's block. No, we just eliminated that excuse with the help of ChatGPT and undetectable.ai. So now you can write your book with integrity and not have to suffer from the dreaded writer's block. The next thing you'll need to be able to accomplish this goal of writing your book in 90 days is that you got to know what type of support you need. I'm talking editing support. So there are 3 types of editing that I recommend you use. One is a copy editor. The second is a developmental editor. And the third is a proofreader. This editorial dream team is going to help your book not appear self-published, but absolutely appear like a book that is worthy for the New York Times best-selling list. So let's get started with finding your editing dream team. Use a site like Upwork, upwork.com. And if you go to this site, you'll be able to find talent that can absolutely help you with your editing, with your publishing. So if you click on this tab that says talent, you can discover individuals who may qualify for your editing. Also, if you click on this particular tab, jobs, you can actually post a job that very thoroughly describes the job that you're looking to hire someone for. So let's discover. So I'm going to just click in on this and type in what I'm looking for. Let's say that your book again is about fitness. So let's look about, or it's about health and wellness. So let's look for a health writer. All right. So we were able to come up with hundreds of individuals who have put health writing or something related to health inside of their bio. Now, this could be very overwhelming. So I encourage you to use filters to really get specific people that may be who you're looking for. So if we go to this hourly rate, we can move the toggle over based on how much we're actually willing to spend for this type of writing support. In addition, we want to be very specific with the type of skills that we're looking for. So here we're looking for editing, and we have narrowed down our search further. However, I encourage you to narrow it down even more, especially if you're someone who wants to work with US personnel only. So you actually put this toggle in there, and you'll start to get only individuals in the US who fit your category. So just very thoroughly go through the profiles of the results that you've gotten and see if they qualify for your job. If you're not satisfied still with the results that you were given, then you can continue to use the filters. Oh, I want someone who has a 90% success rate with these types of projects. Again, this narrows down your search even more. And I actually recommend you using at least that filter so that you get people who are pretty good, pretty up to scratch with their deliverables and won't put you in a bind and make you miss your 90-day deadline. So now that your editing dream team has been discovered and they are actively working on making sure that your I's are dotted and your T's are crossed, your next step is going to be to use Upwork as well to find a book formatter. This is the fun part. This is when your labor of love, your black words on white paper, all of that hard work now starts to take on form and looks the part of a book. It's formatting. Formatting is laying out the book so that it's not just a Word document, but now it is almost ready for publication. So use Upwork as your source for formatting. So many great formatters on that platform, and you won't go wrong. As long as you do the filters like I mentioned in the previous demonstration, then you should get some pretty great candidates. All right, so guess what? I'm here to break it to you. People do judge a book by its cover, and that's why your book cover is so important. I'm going to give you a very inexpensive way to get your book cover designed. Fiverr is one of the best inexpensive resources to get a very professional book cover done. All right, this is an example. You can simply type in book cover designer, and a person will pop up that maybe meets your budget filter, or perhaps it meets other filters, like you have a deadline and you can put that as a filter. I'll show you some key indicators that let you know this is a viable option for your book cover, and they won't just give you some, book cover that was designed on Canva. They can be nice too, but I always like to leave professional designs to the professionals, and you should too. So here's an example of a person that's really, really good. This person has a mark that people keep coming back, so that's a good sign. They also have done over 16,178 designs. Okay, so that is a good sign. In addition, you can look at their portfolio by scrolling through to see what book covers that they've designed. I found this to be especially helpful too. When you contact these individuals, you can let them know that you want to design that's similar to one that they've designed already. Give them a screenshot of what you're looking at, if that's what you decide. In addition, you want to also look at their reviews. So what makes this freelancer good is that they are top rated by Fiverr, and they have some pretty incredible reviews as well. Also, look at their packages. Make sure that it actually fits your budget, right? They have really, really good budgetary or budget friendly prices as well. And if you want to start your search from scratch, you can type in book cover design and see who comes up. Be very careful with Fiverr because they have no longer are things like just $5, right? They have a pro version and a very basic version. But the pro version, you're going to be spending more than $5 on a cover. In some instances, you could find some things that are $5, but not always. All right. So this is a way that you can filter out what you're looking for. If you're looking for a design style that's photogenic, illustrative, typographic, etc., that's going to be your best bet when looking at Fiverr. I put a link in the chat so you can actually get access to some of my top rated designers for book covers that I've helped clients with. It's going to be great. I know that you'll find someone that you absolutely love. So now that you have found a designer that's going to make your book look as good on the outside as it does on the inside, listen, I'm excited for you because you are at the finish line. Congratulations. You are about to be an author. But before it can actually get in your hand, your book has to be published. And there are many sites that you can use for this step. However, my go-to is always Amazon because many reasons. One is that many people use Amazon to find their next book. Number two, the self-publishing platform, which is Kindle Direct Publishing, is very easy to use, especially if you're not a technical person. And Amazon recently started to create hardcover books. So you can get a hardcover version of your book once it meets the specification in terms of page number, etc. So Amazon is great. There's also Lulu, Lulu.com and Ingram Spark. Those are my other two options. I love Lulu. However, I love them only for like children's books because you get different dimensions and you also get a higher quality of color that's really great for children's books. My only drawback with them is that it takes long for them to put your book on Amazon and also for them to ship your books to your door, right? But other than that, they're great. I mean, you can have some really fabulous books with like a linen jacket and binding, and it's just a really good platform. Ingram Spark as well, their print quality is actually a little bit higher than Lulu and when it comes to color and page quality. But again, they have number of binding options, meaning, whether your book is, has that little spiral binding or other types of binding, they are good at that. Amazon deals with the basics, a paperback book, an ebook, and a hardcover. And then Lulu and Ingram Spark give you multiple options for how your book looks. Now, I hope you appreciate that you can absolutely become an author in less than a year. We're talking 90 days with this game plan. All right, so make sure that you comment below. Let me know, game on, Chantel. Just put that in the comments, game on, right? And I know that you are committed to not only having a dream of being an author, but most importantly, getting it done. So there's so much more that I want to share with you. So make sure that you like this video and subscribe because I'm going to show you how we have helped authors become best-selling authors on Amazon. So if you want that video, make sure that you like and subscribe so that you can have access to what could be your future being a best-selling author. Can't wait to see you again.